Your comfort zone isn't protecting you, it's quietly strangling your potential. We've been sold a soothing lie, that if you avoid discomfort, you'll find peace. But avoidance doesn't deliver peace, it dilutes your power. Think about it, we'll spend 30 minutes arguing with ourselves over what show to binge, yet we won't invest 30 minutes into the one task that scares us and could actually change our life. That's not comfort, that's anesthetic. That's avoidance disguised as self-care. Here's the part nobody says out loud: comfort zones expire. The world moves, markets pivot, technologies disrupt, relationships either deepen or dissolve. If you stay exactly where you are, you do not stay safe, you drift behind. The comfort zone manufactures the illusion of control while secretly increasing your exposure to risk. When you dodge challenges, you don't avoid problems, you inflate them. Every day you choose ease over effort, your capacity to face life shrinks. Every valuable skill you possess, learning to walk, to ride a bike, to have an honest conversation, to give and receive love, was built beyond the boundary of comfort. The people you admire are not those who escaped difficulty, they are the ones who learn to cooperate with it. They discovered that discomfort isn't the enemy of growth, it is the catalyst. Your brain, though, isn't designed to make you exceptional, it's designed to keep you alive. Once you understand that ancient wiring, you can stop fighting it and start training. Chapter 1: Your brain's ancient program. Your brain has one prime directive: survival. It does not distinguish a saber-toothed predator from a tense meeting or a vulnerable conversation. The same alarm system triggers for both. That circuitry was brilliant when danger hid behind every bush, now it misfires when opportunity knocks. The amygdala, your fear center, tags public speaking as if it were a cliff edge. Combine that with negativity bias, the tendency to scan for threats about 5 times more than for opportunities, and you get a mind that would rather plan than act, rehearse than risk, research than do. That's why we can scroll perfect routines 4 hours and still skip the 20 push-ups that would reset our state. The reflexes that protected your ancestors now sabotage your progress. Approach a real challenge and your heart rate spikes, palms dampen, breath shortens, a rush floods your system, and your inner alarm bell rings. Here's the breakthrough: the physiology of fear and the physiology of excitement are nearly identical. Discomfort is often growth knocking. Your nervous system does not label the sensation, your interpretation does. Train that interpretation. When the surge arrives, don't back away, name it: this is energy for expansion. Decide that the signal means go. Repeat that reframe often enough and your body becomes an ally rather than a jailer. Chapter 2: The Antifragile Advantage. Your body doesn't merely resist stress, it improves because of it. Lift a weight and you create micro-tears in muscle fibers, your body repairs and overcompensates, stronger than before. Bones harden under load, your heart and lungs adapt to sustained demand. Your immune system calibrates through appropriate exposure. Why would your mind and emotions behave any different? Neural pathways strengthen when you challenge them. Emotional resilience grows by safely experiencing and integrating intensity. Complex problems sharpen cognition. This is antifragility, systems that gain from stress. We voluntarily pay to stress our muscles in a gym, then tiptoe around useful discomfort everywhere else in life. That's like training biceps and ignoring the rest of the body. Cold exposure increases thermal tolerance. Fasting can improve metabolic flexibility. Difficult conversations elevate communication skill. Public speaking builds confidence. The pattern is universal: controlled, right-sized stress yields adaptation. The key word is control. We're not chasing trauma. We're seeking appropriate challenge, enough to stimulate growth, not enough to shatter us. There's a Goldilocks zone where stress strengthens rather than breaks. Chapter 3: The Micro-Discomfort Method. You don't need to summit a mountain to build grit. You need to choose a manageable edge, daily. Start so small that your brain can't assemble a rebellion. One deliberate uncomfortable action each day. Finish your shower cold for 30 seconds. Take the stairs. Send the awkward yet honest message. Do 10 push-ups when you want to scroll. Sit in stillness for 10 minutes without your phone. Why this works: repeated micro-exposures teach your nervous system, we can tolerate intensity and nothing catastrophic happens. Each act becomes evidence. Failure is cheap at this scale, but the wiring you built is priceless. We'll endure empty scrolling for hours, yet insist 10 minutes of meditation is impossible. Micro-discomfort is compound interest for courage. Choose acts that are slightly uncomfortable but low stakes if they go sideways. Call instead of text. Contribute once in the meeting. Try the food you've prejudged. Drive a new route home. The goal isn't suffering, it's expansion. Within weeks of consistent representatives, what once felt heavy feels habitual. You didn't eliminate your comfort zone, you pushed its walls outward. You're not becoming someone else, you're allowing your deeper self to step forward. Chapter 4: Reframing resistance. That inner pull to avoid is not a stop sign, it's a compass needle. The stronger the resistance, the more likely you're near the threshold of growth. Think about your real wins. Just before the breakthrough, resistance was loudest. Discomfort isn't proof you're wrong, it's proof you're working. Your system is remodeling itself in real time. Because the body uses similar signals for threat and transformation, the difference is context. Step toward the challenge voluntarily and your nervous system learns. This is chosen training, not forced danger. We'll wait 30 minutes for a delivery but believe a 30-minute courageous act is unrealistic. Time isn't the blocker, emotional load is. Replace, how do I avoid this, with, what is this here to teach me? Now resistance becomes information, not incarceration. Translate, I don't want to, into, this matters. Learn to distinguish productive discomfort, stretch, from destructive discomfort, harm. One expands capacity, the other requires a boundary. Mastering that discernment changes the entire game. Chapter 5. Progressive overload for life. You can't lift the same weight forever and get stronger. Growth requires graduated demands. Start with challenges at about 6 out of 10 on your effort scale. When 6 becomes easy, nudge to 7. Your capacity expands to match the load. Your brain calibrates to whatever baseline you present. Keep the bar low and it adapts to low out. Raise it deliberately and it rises with you. Avoid all difficulty and then wonder why you cannot perform. That's the life equivalent of skipping training and expecting game day greatness. Apply progressive overload everywhere. Relationships, deeper honesty, career, harder projects, creativity, bigger experiments, fitness, structured cycle. Each level you master becomes the warm-up for the next. Find your edge, challenged, not crushed. Too little load stalls progress. Too much load risks injury or burnout. The edge is where transformation resides. Track your training like an athlete. What felt borderline last month should feel manageable this month. That is empirical proof the system works. If you want continued support, join the channel community, early looks at scripts, member polls shaping future topics, and a circle that practices growth on purpose. Click join and make training your default, not your exception. Chapter 6. The Emotional Resilience Toolkit. Your emotions in hard moments are not obstacles, they are instruments. The goal is not to delete discomfort, it's to surf it. When the wave hits, racing heart, tight chest, sweaty palms, remember, that's aliveness, not weakness. Use 3 moves. Breathe, name, stay. Extend your exhale, it tells your body the lion is gone. Label the sensation, nerves, charge, anticipation. Remaining present prevents the spiral. Physiologically, anxiety and excitement look alike. The label you choose influences the path your body takes. Use RAIN, recognize what is here, allow it to exist without resistance. Investigate with kindness, what is this pointing at? And then nurture, act without clinging to outcomes. Pair it with stop, take a breath, observe, proceed intentionally. We'll devour a season of television but declare a 20-minute hard talk, too much. The difference is not minutes, it's intensity. Train for intensity. Treat feelings like weather systems, transient, passing through. The storm subsides. The growth remains. The most resilient people are not fearless, they are fear-capable. They feel the quake and step forward anyway. Chapter 7. The compound effect of courage. Courage is not a single cinematic moment, it's a daily practice that multiplies. Every small brave act lowers the friction for the next one. Courage is a muscle, it hypertrophies with use. Each time you choose the uncomfortable path, you recode your brain to interpret challenge as opportunity. Begin with micro-braveries, raise your hand once, end the doom scroll and open the draft, sign up for the class, ask the question, take the cold rinse, leave the safe opinion and speak the honest one. These look tiny, but they stack efficacy. You're in a ledger of, I can handle this. Your mind keeps score. Enough, I did it, representatives, and you craft robust self-trust. Avoidance compounds. 2. Each dodge breeds more dodges. Momentum is neutral, you decide its direction. Give this a few consistent months and you'll attempt what used to terrify you. You didn't become fearless, you became fear-literate. Confidence doesn't precede action, action mints confidence. Courage breeds competence, competence breeds confidence, confidence unlocks greater courage. That upward spiral is how transformation looks from the inside. Chapter 8. The Productive Failure Framework. Failure is not the opposite of success, it's the raw material of success. Every master was once a beginner who tolerated embarrassment. Use 3 steps, attempt boldly, analyze honestly, adjust intelligently. Most people stall at step 1 because they worship outcomes. Secret, you're not trying to avoid failure, you're trying to fail faster and cheaper. Each miss carries data that collapses the distance to what works. Remember learning to ride a bike, you didn't win by never falling, you learned to fall small, get up, and iterate. Adult life is the same, but we've forgotten how to land safely. High performers don't fail less, they fail better. They extract maximum learning from minimum damage. Reframe every flop as tuition. The tough conversation that misfired taught you about tone and timing. The project that fizzled taught you about scope and sequence. The aim isn't flawlessness, it's iteration. Each loop forges sturdier skills and thicker skin. Chapter 9. Build your challenge ritual. Motivation is a spark. Ritual is the furnace. Doing hard things cannot depend on mood, it must be calendar. Design a cadence that's as non-negotiable as brushing your teeth. One daily challenge, one weekly challenge, one monthly challenge, specific, measurable, slightly uncomfortable. Daily could be 10 minutes of device-free focus on the avoided task, a cold finish in the shower, one direct message you've been postponing, 10 minutes of meditation. Weekly could be a new experience, a courageous conversation, presenting something, a 2-hour deep work block with notifications off. Monthly could be public speaking, shipping a personal project, a solo mini-adventure, enrolling in a course that stretches you. We burn hours perfecting plans we never start. Perfect is the enemy of practice. Choose consistency over theatrics. Small daily representatives beat occasional heroics. Your brain upgrades by repetition, not by rare bursts. Track your sessions. Note how you felt before, during, and after. That log becomes your operations manual for growth. Chapter 10. The community advantage. We are hardwired. Growth accelerates in the right company. When leaning into hard things is normal in your circle, it stops feeling unusual inside you. Let peer pressure work for you. Find people who are training the same way, maybe not further along, but equally committed. Share challenges. Celebrate small wins. Spot each other on the heavy sets. Shared vulnerability divides the load. We'll debate plot twists endlessly but avoid candid conversations about fear, discipline, and goal. Make those conversations standard. Choose accountability partners who are kind, direct, and allergic to shame. The right community doesn't only support your growth, it expects it. In that environment, the hard choice becomes the obvious one. Live like this long enough and you stop merely enduring stress, you alchemize it into strength. That's anti-fragility, gaining from volatility. The advanced practice is to love the difficulty itself, not just the trophy beyond it. Resistance becomes a signal, not a siren. Discomfort becomes opportunity, not danger. You grow curious about your edges instead of terrified by them. You ask, what would I attempt if failure were just fast feedback? And then you realize that the attempt is the success. Here's the paradox, as you choose hard things, life gets easier. Not because life softens, but because you strengthen appropriate. The version of you from 6 months ago would be stunned by what now feels routine. You've cultivated a growth identity, self-respect anchored to learning and expanding rather than to staying comfortable. That identity rewires how you meet everything, setbacks, successes, and the unknown. Keep going. Keep choosing the appropriate edge. Keep expanding the boundary. Keep proving, with action, that you're capable of more today than yesterday. The goal was never to eliminate difficulty, it was to transform your relationship with it. You've learned to do hard things. Now do them, again and again, until courage feels like home. If this resonated, subscribe and like so it reaches those who need it. Tell me in the comments the micro-discomfort you'll choose today. And if you want deeper dives, early access to scripts, and direct interaction, I've launched a Patreon. Check the link in the description and join the community that trains courage on purpose.